Welcome to the Business of Soul Searching. My name is Erin, and I invite you to join me as I travel the world challenging risk takers who have soul searched and came out on the other side to tell us their incredible stories. Are you ready for this? This is Erin from the Business of Soul Searching. I'm back, and I am with two board members from Queens Company, which is located in Boston and Massachusetts, and we're going to be talking about just the company and how kind of they run it together as a group. And we're also going to talk about their toy drive coming up this Thursday, which of course I'm attending. I wouldn't miss it. So I will have the two of you introduce yourselves so people know who's who.
All right, I'm Joanne. I'm the Administrative Director of Queens Co.
And I am Francisca, the Marketing Director of Queens Co.
And so tell me a little bit about you two kind of coming onto the scene for Queens Company.
Well, I'm one of Jessica's best friends, so that's how I came into it. She presented me with the idea, and I loved it, and I was one of the people that was at the first dinner, and I loved the idea, and I love working along, empowering other women and networking with other women, so that's how I came along to being part of Queens Co.
Yeah. And I was also there at the first dinner, but to being part of it, I was just like, that took me aback, when we were all together in the kitchen, and I was just like, what's going on? Like, what is about to happen? And she's like, yeah, so, the dinner that happened, and I want you guys to be on the board. I'll put you, she was naming everyone's positions, and I was just like, wow. Like, this is great. And I love that she understood where we were to be placed too. So like she knew everyone's strengths and kind of just placed it, and we were just like, yeah, I mean that works. That's what I like to do anyways. Yeah. So yeah, she worked on everyone's strength and really pulled together a good team. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, and that's part of leadership is knowing and highlighting people's strength and putting that in them. Like, because if they put you, so say she reversed your roles,
right?
You wouldn't necessarily know. What the heck? Like, I don't know how to do this.
Right.
I might ask for extra help.
And so for you were her friend first. So how does that kind of figure in?
Because I know the difference between business and friends. Like when we all come, because we all friends. We all started as friends either from high school or college. So we're not strangers to one another. We've been friends for 10 plus years. Some people have been friends with one another for 3 years. So when it comes to dealing with Queens Co., we put the friendship aside for 2.5 seconds and just work on Queens Co. and concentrate on Queens Co. We all have a business mindset. So we put that, let's joke around right now away to focus on Queens Co. And then when it's time to be friends, we're friends.
Okay.
It's easy for us.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because you would think, or I don't know if it's with women, I'm going to get into my next question in a second, but, with women, we're naturally communicative creatures. Like we love to communicate and gather and stuff like that. So it's always interesting for me to see several women to just be able to balance everything and work together and work collaboratively. So what is it like balancing all the board members, personalities together?
So I would say we all are go-getters. So kind of like what Joanne says, we know how to differentiate the two. We all have our own thing on the side that's like, like we're doing ourselves, even individually, whether it's getting a master's or starting up a business ourselves or anything. We all have that go-getter mentality. So when it comes to, I guess, the personality part or we stick to the plan. We have an agenda,
the business plan, and
we like check it off. And once everything's over, then we get to the, oh my gosh,
girl, what you doing? Who was that on your Instagram?
So, and each of us, again, with the personalities, each of us are different. And there are a couple people that are when we have meetings, it's kind of like the time, like it's 45 minutes, we got 15 minutes.
What's going on?
So we do have those people to keep us on track, so that we wouldn't just sit there and talk.
Of course. Because there's a difference between a hobby and a business. Right. So like if you're running an organization, like things need to get done to be able to move in progress. So for people that are, maybe starting off and they're wanting to incorporate more members into their, business, what are some things that you found works by adding people? Like what types of people or traits?
Well, we like towards being part of the board of Queens Co. We haven't added anybody. We don't add.
So everyone that started has been
been there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I feel like if we ever added somebody, we just have to be comfortable because we all comfortable with each other. We trust each other. We know what piss one another off, what not to do to piss the other person off. We know each other so well. So adding somebody new to a clique that's already friends first and now we're business partner might be a little hard.
Yeah. And you wouldn't want them to feel like 10 against one or like however many board members against one too.
But we haven't added nobody new. It's the same people from day one.
That's amazing. Yeah. And when I go on, I've been on Jessica's, shout out Jessica for setting this up, by the way. I'll see obviously you all at the toy drive, but so when I went originally through her page and then to Queen's Company Instagram, I saw there was like a video of, I guess, all of you sitting on a couch or something, and you were like, she was laughing, a couple people. It was like a photo shoot of some sort, and I was just like, it looks organic. Like, I feel like I can, because you can kind of tell, especially with video, and if you're looking at all the parts, like if it's inorganic, you can tell. And I was just like, wow, they look like they actually like being around each other, is what I'm saying.
That's actually one thing that makes us who we are, like that differentiates us from other people, is the fact that we're so authentic about what we do. It's not something that we're just like, oh, let's just put this together just because.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And make it look a certain way.
Like we want to do it. We're happy to do it. And we have the passion and the drive to do it. So it's all about authenticity. Really. So when you see us laughing, like we're really laughing.
Yeah.
Like at first it could be like, oh, for the camera. But then it's like this is really funny.
Yep.
So.
And so you're saying, because that was another thing that I was curious about, is how does the culture of Queen's Company differentiate from other organizations that are similar, that help, empower women of color? So authenticity.
Yes, for sure.
The fact that you've all known each other, and was there anything else that you think?
I think that's the two big things.
The two huge things that make us
and
different.
we like to come together and just network with other people. It's just awesome to meet new women doing something, and we could easily network. Like I could help you, you could help me. Like it's just awesome, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes as a group, we hold each other accountable for. If I say I'm gonna do this, one of my friends gonna keep me accountable. Joanne, did you do this? Yeah. We hold each other accountable too. So I feel like that's one thing that also makes us different. The
accountability partners. That is so big. And I'm looking, whether it's gym or business or whatever, I'm like, I definitely am looking for accountability partners, because they keep you. If you said 7:30, guess what? At 6:30, sis is about to be like, all right, so did you put your makeup on yet? Because if not, is it really 7:30 or is it 7:30-ish?
Yeah.
So no, I think that's great. I love that, you guys, or you ladies, I should say, kind of congregate and work together. So how do you manage being board members and having your own kind of business on the side?
You just got to make time. So for me, I'm about to work on my master's. I have my own business, Queens
Master's in what, if you don't mind me asking?
Nutrition.
Oh,
and
yes.
Queens Co. And I work, you know what I'm saying? So for myself, personally, I make time. So if I know I have something for Queens Co., I'll designate a day for Queens Co. I mean, sometimes it gets tiring, but I hate being bored. So I feel like if I have nothing to do, I'm bored.
Same here.
I don't want to be bored. So
horrible.
Being busy all the time keeps me going. If I'm not doing my part in Queens Co., that could fall out for everything else we have to do. So I just gotta, keep track of everything I have to do. I make schedules. I make sure today's Queens Co. Tomorrow I gotta study for a test that's for the next week. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I balance everything. I was just making a schedule and knowing what I have to do that day. Yeah.
And you agree as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I bring my planner everywhere. Like I have to write things down. But yes, I do have my own company too, event marketing, and I've had that for a little bit over 2 years, under 2 years, I should say. And to balance it out, it kind of correlates again, because again, I'm the marketing director.
True.
So it kind of intertwines sometimes. And it's all about organization skills. Yeah, it really is about making sure that I have everything written down, making sure that I can actually do it. I know my sister one time told me, like, how many hours in a day do you think you have? Like, you only have 24 hours. Like,
but it's how you manage them, right?
Exactly.
It's so much how you manage them.
Yeah, and if you really enjoy what you do, it won't. It doesn't seem like a burden or like, damn, I'm doing so many things. It's like, I really like what I'm doing, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, I even get involved in other things around Boston, and I'm just like, I can take it on. I can do it.
Yep. But it is about mindset, though, and like we said, time management.
Yep.
But yeah, so I wanted to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and we'll talk about the toy drive that's coming up this week. Great. And we're back. So I'm here, like I said, with a few people from Queens Company, Joanne and Francisca, and we're going to talk about the toy drive that they're having Thursday. So for people that haven't heard it yet but are in the Mass, Rhode Island area, what should they expect for this toy drive?
Well, it's a toy and toiletry drive. So you can bring any kids' toys for toiletries. Could be paper towels, deodorant, tampons, pads, you know.
It's needed, right?
It's
like
needed.
I was thinking of bringing that because I think a lot of times people don't think to bring that, and that's like,
those
you know,
are very
are staples.
important.
You need that,
But
for
if
sure.
if you can't like come out, you can donate also. So
You
it's
could
toys,
donate.
toiletry, and monetary donations.
So it's going to be at the Suya Joint. Suya Joint is an African restaurant on Dudley Street for anybody that's listening from Boston. It's Dudley Street, so it's going to have Afrobeat music. We're going to have a signature drink. We're going to have discount on foods. I think they're going to have rice, plantains, sweet plantains. I forgot the menu, but...
I didn't even need to hear the menu. I was just like, first of all, Afro-Caribbean, good food, and I donate. I'm in there, period. That's it.
Because me, I would like to know, like, what y'all about to serve me? But it's actually joint Afrobeat music. And we also collaborating with BBW. It's Beautiful Bowl Women's Circle. So we collaborating with them. So they're going to have people from their group come also. But this is for a good cause. We're doing it for Project Hope. Project Hope help, you know, families in need. So, you know, you'll be helping a family that won't get a Christmas gift this Christmas. That's very important. Like, kids want a Christmas gift, but when your family have no money, or your family's in the shelter, where could they could get that? So it would be good they get it from us. So everything will go to Project Hope. I don't know if
So entry to the Toys and Toiletry Drive is to actually bring the physical toys or toiletry, or if you've already made the donation on Eventbrite. But that is the entry in, so you can't just come through and just be like,
like this ain't no regular party, people. Like, this is for a good cause.
Yes, and it is ladies only. We'll maybe somewhere in the future have it where the guys can come through, but this is a women's only event. So come out, you know.
For sure. And I love that.
Network too. Network with other women, meet new people. So everybody want to meet new people, you know.
For sure.
So that would be good.
And I think what I like something that I'm coming into, the donation piece and advocacy piece. I think that's so important. I work in the mental health field, and I feel like I knew even before that, but that could so easily be you next year. Like, sometimes we're so tight on like, and it gets tight, like, financially for everyone. Like, it's December, you know, Christmas in general. But, I mean, if you pick up, like, a box of tampons, or you pick up, like, you know, a stuffed bear or something, you know, or, you know, and just bring it. And that's your thing. And then, like you said, there's networking, and it's so worth it. So, and you all, in regards to Project Hope, have you worked with them before?
No,
we haven't. This is your first time?
Yeah, this is our first time. We were looking for a... I guess a company or an organization,
nonprofit,
nonprofit that we could donate to, and I think we found a connection through Project Hope, so that we can directly give it to them as opposed to.
So there's somebody
that's
that
my main
works.
thing. I don't want any middle nothing. Like I want to make sure that it gets right to.
There's somebody that works there that's gonna be there.
Yes.
And
Awesome.
personally, I met her, and also Jessica met her. That's gonna be there.
Yeah,
To
so-
talk about Project Hope and collect the donations.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So we ain't playing nobody. We ain't gonna take it home.
right.
It's going straight to
Ain't no
Project
Red Cross,
Hope.
no.
Yeah.
For real, you know it's bad.
It's going
I heard
straight to
a few things.
Project Hope.
Yeah, we did our
Yes.
research when we were picking the organization that we wanted to go with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think my last question before I get into the last game that I have is as people of color, what is it like creating an event and trying to book a place to have the event and all of that? Like, do you struggle in any area?
Oh
or?
yeah, we do. At first, we try to concentrate a lot on Black-owned companies. Like, for example, our Queens dinner, we try to concentrate on a lot of Black-owned companies, restaurants. It's kind of hard because first you gotta look for a place. Then first you gotta build the budget. Either you stick by the budget,
True.
or you go over the budget. I mean, and we women, so we like think big. We want that big,
Exactly.
that big picture. So I mean, we have a good team, so it's not too hard. Like if you were doing it by yourself, we all have our own parts when we planning an event. We have an event planner she's awesome sauce. So she would look for a place. She does all the decor because she got that eye for decor. She's so picky, but she's great.
Pickiness can be beneficial in business, as you know.
But yeah, so I feel like sometimes it can, but when you have a good board, in the company, it's not like killer.
I don't think it's so hard. I don't think it's hard. I do, because again, because we have the team and to find a place, again, we want to do the Black-owned business, so it's not so hard. I think the only time it would be hard is if we don't get a response back from the restaurant or the establishment in time. Other than that, like I feel like we're pretty good at it as a company or as a Queens company. But do you mean as like? Because you said Black women. I mean, Black
So,
people, right?
internally, I can tell that you all are solid. Holding people accountable. I'm talking about pitching to a business. Can we have our event there? Like, I know maybe in certain places, people will see people of color and they get a little bit nervous about your audience. I was talking to another company about that. So, do you have any trouble with that in Boston?
No, I think because we go after Black-owned businesses. I think that's what. Yeah, I knew that's what you were asking. Because we go to Black-owned businesses, it's not so hard. But I do know, like my sister had a organization that she ran, and it was called Project Poetry, and she would go out to. She didn't focus on Black-owned businesses, so she went to hotels, waterfronts, all these places just to ask. And she had an event somewhere, and after the event was over, they were like, we don't think that you guys can use this again because this is not the type of crowd that we cater to. And I was just like, they told you that? Like, they told you that.
And I don't want to go off on this because I really will. I really will be like.
Yeah. So I just wanted to give you that. So there are.
It's
some
true
people that
though.
have that struggle.
You can't please everybody.
True, and folks like Angela Rye and many other people definitely speak to why are we not investing in people of color? Why are we not investing in our own businesses and building our own source of wealth so that when I go to the bank, they're not looking at my skin color because they're like, well, you look like me. And so at least we're starting at like a fair, an even thing. But no, I'm curious. Okay. So investing in Black-owned businesses for people of color could be a good start. It might be easier, and that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a different experience.
It might be easier sometimes because I love my Black people.
Of course.
But some, people of color might be iffy to be helping another person of color. You know what I'm saying? So if you get that. Like, for example, we do our dinner at Daryl's, and they were super nice. Like, they're willing to help us. They always want us to come back. But, they could have been that, some other places might be iffy about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to help our own, but sometimes not all the time will find.
And they're not ready.
willing-
It sounds like you're saying, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's I hope, you know, everybody support people of color.
For sure.
Vice versa, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes some people just don't.
It's tough.
Yeah.
But what I did say, I was featured on Minding My Own Black Business podcast, and she was like, "Oh, how do you?" She ends with the same question: "How do you mind your own black business?" And I was like, "Well," I said, "This year or this coming year, I'm gonna really be investing in collaborating predominantly, if not completely, with black businesses. And where I'm minding my own black business, I'm not going to be accepting the flack that people may say, because my audience is diverse, which I like, but sometimes it can come off like, oh, you only support black businesses. I'm like, but we need it. Yeah. Like, there's plenty, everyone supports people who aren't of color. Yeah, like, everyone supports you. People go to your nail salons. People go to, you know what I'm saying? We're the people, like, I feel like we're the people that really need more empowerment. And just learning how to work together and not against each other. And I was like, I'm gonna mind my black business, and I'm gonna collaborate with the people that I think I should be collaborating with. So that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, and I'm taking note of the spots, because I have to do a 1 year podcasting anniversary for myself next year. So I'm trying to decide where I want it, who do I want to collaborate with. So it's awesome to hear that you all have collaborated with some great people so far. As some of my listeners, the people that have been faithful listening to my episodes may know, I do a game at the very end of my podcast. Yeah. And so the game is I have you all pick 3 numbers between 1 and 50. And then I'll read off the question and you'll answer it.
Okay. Oh, that's might be an intense question. I don't know what numbers to pick. No,
yeah. I'm like, I'm ready. So exactly. So I guess, what's the first number? I don't know if you want to work together or
I'm gonna pick. Wait, we answering together or we answer individually?
Let's do individually.
Okay.
She's like, hold on. No. Okay.
I'm gonna pick number 31.
Okay, 31. I have this flipped over. Okay. At what time in your recent past have you felt most passionate and alive? She's like, right now, because I'm on radio now. I'm like,
no, yeah, actually, this year, honestly. So I have to pick a event this year. So I had an event over the summer. It was a 2nd year event. It's called Serenity. That moment, I felt so grateful. It's an outside event. It was supposed to rain. It didn't rain. Okay.
Oh, and first of all, that's huge.
Yes, because we couldn't cancel because, we rented the tables. And so it's just this can't happen. The sun came out. I mean, that was like the best night for me. And it was just like, I want to keep doing this. I'm happy it didn't rain. Everyone had a great time. It was just such an amazing, that moment. Yeah, I felt so proud and happy for like everything, the circumstances, the fact that I was doing it again, the team that I had, like everything. I was just like, damn, this is great.
Yeah, that is. And especially because you thought like it's going to rain, and raining, that would not ruin it, but it put a damper on it.
I mean, we
no
had
pun
tents
intended.
too, but even if like we were just like, tents.
And the reason why I know is because I used to do catering. Like I worked with this catering company in Providence, and we went to Cape Cod one 4th of July for a birthday party, and it poured, like torrential downpour the entire time. Like part of my job was to hold an umbrella between one tent and the other, and it was just, and like everyone was like older, they were like 50s, 60s, and I'm like, lady, but you have to have it.
Yeah.
Because like, what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
You know, like it's not like you can reschedule. Like it's a birthday, and the tents are rented, and the food, and I was just like, we're really having this, and it was like a monsoon, like it was huge.
Oh man.
But no, that's why when you were telling me, I was like, I hear you on that.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So next number. Well, we'll start. We'll finish you, and then we'll, if you don't mind.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Let's see what I got. What's something you know you do differently than most people?
I know. Wow.
Some of these are pretty introspective, right?
Yeah. All right. I know that I think or find solutions in different ways. I think I have a unique and creative way of solving problems that are different than others. Sometimes it's just kind of like considered weird.
Yeah.
But I think I have a creative and different way of solving problems, or
like non-conventional, I think is the term.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even when it comes to confrontation, if it comes to like, like the problem with the tent thing, we found a creative way to fix that. So I think a way of problem solving.
Awesome. Cool. All right. And your last number.
Okay. 50.
50? Yeah. Let's see what we got. Decisions are being made right now. The question is, are you making them for yourself or are you letting others make them for you?
Definitely making them for myself. Absolutely. I think after Queen's Company actually has helped instill that. Like, you know about it and you know to always make decisions for yourself, duh. But when you're around, like being part of Queen's Co, and bringing it back to Queen's Co.
Of course, as you should.
It keeps it there. Like it reminds me to always make decisions for myself. I'm my own woman. I know my worth, understand how I want things. So making decisions for myself. I am doing that myself, and Queen's Co is holding me accountable to that. Yeah.
And that's so important, especially as a woman of color. I think I'm glad that you're surrounded by other, like,
Exactly.
there's no feeling like being around other empowered women, just being like, no, we're gonna get this together. We're gonna do this together. So great. Okay, are you ready? She's like, no.
So.
All right, cool. All right, so what's your first number?
9.
9. That's my favorite number. Are you more worried about doing things right or doing the right things?
I like that.
I'm more worried about doing the right thing. Okay. So the reason why sometimes I feel like I contradict myself. Not really contradict myself, but I feel like sometimes if I want to go one path, I'm like, is that going to work? I don't know if it doesn't work. So I like ask a friend, like, so this is what I think. What do you think? To get, like,
background for sure.
So it's doing the right thing. Because I always have to feel, sometimes I should just go for it. That's what I really need to do. But the fear and being wrong kind of like holds me back. So so it just be like doing the right thing. That's what. So
are you talking about right thing, like moral compass, like the right next thing, or
just I think it's the right thing
at that time? What is needed for that
at that time, at that moment, or just in general when it comes to something I'm doing. So it's just doing the right thing. Is what I'm about to do right now gonna help me? Is it the right thing for this particular situation?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Next number.
9 was my favorite number. That's why.
That's my favorite number. It's my birthday day.
Me too. I'll choose 20.
All right, 20. Would you rather be a worried genius or a joyful simpleton?
I hate being worried. Wow. So joyful.
Like these questions I just found that I swear. I was like, I read through them. I'm like, I have to have this on my show.
I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know.
I know, because they're opposites.
Yeah.
They're very opposites. I don't know. So worried.
A worried genius. So obviously, as a genius, you know so much. You know, you worry about the world because you're, I guess, woke. People call it. And then, or a joyful simpleton. So being joyful that life is just nothing.
I think joyful because I don't want to. Well.
But then you're
but
kind of like not blind, but you're kind of just
worried. You know,
it's tough.
I think it goes both ways because you could be joyful, but then you could be worried if I don't know. That's a hard question.
And that's what it's about. Exactly, and this is how people are going to get to know you. It's supposed to be hard.
I think I should go with worry genius, right? That's the last word, worry genius. That's what it is?
A worry genius, yeah. So you want to know more but be worried, but you still are aware of how the world's...
Exactly. So I think I'm a joyful person, as you can see, but I think the worry genius makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to know, like, what's going on. It is worrisome. Like, even if we look at, you know, the world now, it's like I want to know the real of what's going on. I don't want to be, like, in a facade of everything's fine. So I respect that.
Sometimes not all the time fine, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, worry genius is my answer.
Got it. Okay. I think we have one more number? Okay.
I'm going to go with 1.
Okay. So you're having lunch with 3 people you respect and admire. They all start criticizing a close friend of yours, not knowing she's your friend. The criticism is distasteful and unjustified. What do you do? She's like,
in a real world situation, I would be like, oh, really? I actually know that person. I would let them know I know the person.
So then they can make their decision.
They can make their decision if they want to keep criticizing the person or stop at it. Okay. And if they are criticizing the person, if they keep going, I'm gonna let them know, you know, what you're doing is not right. This is what I think about the person. Especially if it's a very close friend, I probably would have told them too, like, this person would not to like start, but to let them know, like, you know, this person said this and this about you. But I would say positive things about the person because I don't like people talking about people I know. So I would let them know that I know the person. Yeah. I think that's the right way to do. So.
And it's hard in that situation but if you care about that person or you to be like, hey, like if it was me, if I was the topic of discussion, like I would want my friends or, you know, my sisters to say, for sure. It's tough. And you're like, why are you bringing this to me? Like, you know that's my sis. Like, why are you going to say that? You know, I'm about to go back at you, like, for sure.
With that person all the time. Like, you know? Yeah, no, I would definitely tell the people that I respect you, you know, but this person is also my friend. Somebody I care about. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you both, Joanne and Francisca, for coming on my show. Queen's Company, you all are having a toy drive Thursday. I'll be there 6 o'clock. And let us know social media so people can find you and keep up with all the updates.
Okay. So for Queen's Company, it is queens.company on Instagram, and on Facebook, it's Queens Co. And for the toy drive, getLitAndGive.eventbrite.com.
I love that. That sold me right there. I'm sorry. I was ready to go. I'm like, well, what am I bringing? Because I already was ready.
Yeah. And for personal ones, it's Instagram is _SISCAFRAN. So it's _SiskaFran.
Hold on, I don't remember mine.
I know. I'm like, wait.
I just changed it.
Because it's like all the different thing. Yeah.
I had to keep mine a little professional. So mine's is Joanne, is Jojo _D9.
Let me follow you now. I'm like,
so it's Jojo _D9 at in Instagram. Yes.
D is DEE.
Yes. D is DEE. Jojo JOJO _
D9. You said.
Yes.
Awesome. Great. So, like I said, I will see both of you ladies at the toy drive. Yes. I'll be there. It's going to be great. We'll all be... And you said it's female only?
Yes, it is.
Even better. All right. Thank you both.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anytime.
And that concludes another exciting episode of The Business of Soul Searching. If the content discussed in this podcast interests you, please contact me at thebusinessofsoulsearching@gmail.com. Also, make sure you subscribe. And most importantly, take a calculated risk this week. Don't do it for me, do it for you.